Mr Chair.
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Chair, I think the member needs to get out more. A daisy chain of slogans doesn't actually make a speech, but never mind. I could suggest he goes, for example, to Hawke's Bay. He mentioned Hawke's Bay, but actually a couple of weeks ago in Hawke's Bay we launched the regional growth program for Hawke's Bay, which has been put together by the local businesses, the community, the iwi, central government agencies, with the people of Hawke's Bay, and has been exceptionally well received by Hawke's Bay people, praised by all the local MPs actually. Mr Foss, dare I say it, Mr Nash and others, although Mr Nash is in hot water at the moment, so we probably shouldn't share that with the group.
Order.
Mr Speaker, Mr Chair, this program is doing a huge amount for Hawke's Bay, and what it is, and I think the member misses this, he also missed it at committee, what it is the collection of a whole lot of government activity and focusing it on the growth of individual regions. So, for example, we announced $25 million at the port access for the Hawke's Bay between the Expressway and Napier Port. Napier Port is growing very strongly. We announced working with Napier City Council on the expansion of the National Aquarium, Mr Chair. We announced a program which I'm very excited about, which is Project 1000, because we have a horticultural sector in Hawke's Bay which is growing dramatically. They are planting thousands of new apple trees. They've also got the wine sector which is growing very strongly. So we got together and said we can do a project which will bring 1,000 people into work, full-time work, over the next 3 years from being on a benefit or otherwise unemployed in the region. We've got the employers working, we've got the iwi working, we've got MSD, we've got EIT all working together to achieve this goal, Mr Chair, and that's the real on-the-ground work that gets stuff done, not the running around parroting slogans in Wellington and trying to sound interesting, Mr Chair. And it's not just Hawke's Bay. A couple of days later I was in Northland with Minister Guy. They've got a great program up there at Ministry of Primary Industries working with farmers to improve the productivity on their farms and obtain more income. And it's a fantastic project. We went and saw a farm which is doing exactly that. They've got a whole mentor program around the region, demonstration farms being put together, tremendous program. We also have up there the Queenstown Resort College, yes that's right, QRC, working with the people of Titai Tokerau to train young students out of school for the tourism industry for the first time. That's real activity in that region. We also have the Northern College Manuka plantation, which is being done by Northern College with MPI and with some unemployed people who have come into work to plant that plantation so we can train young aparists for the growing Manuka industry up north. Then, of course, you have the opportunities in further horticulture in the far north. And plant and food research, and Kerry showed Minister Guy and I the work that they're doing in that space. And then, of course, you have international investment, which I appreciate that the opposition has a sort of fairly plus and minus view on. But we have Shanghai Cred who have come in and bought the Carrington Resort and want to put in 800 rooms. They've got 40 now. They want to increase that to 800 rooms, hire lots of locals, and we're encouraging that sort of investment. But it's not just about Northland or Hawke's Bay. If you go to the Bay of Plenty, a few weeks ago I had the privilege of being part of the Bay of Connections people who were there working on their regional growth strategy, again with the support of central government agencies and central government money. And I note the member said, oh, you know, Bay of Plenty doesn't get any rating. He obviously hasn't been there, because if he had, he would know of a project called the Tauranga Eastern Link, which is the biggest single investment in infrastructure in that region ever, only about $500 million, but he's already forgotten about that. And also, of course, you've got the broadband investment which is going on, and then you can go further around that. Manawatu-Wanganui, that's a really important region as well, and later this week we will be launching the Manawatu-Whanganui Regional Growth Study, put together by the region with the support of central government, by businesses, by iwi, by everybody working together to make things happen. And I'm prepared to bet money that actually most of the MPs, if not all, will be supportive of that because they see it working in their region. So the member can sit quietly in Wellington and use the slogans, but it actually isn't what it's about out there in the real regions.
Juliet.